What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. On this video, we're going to be trying to finish up the truck, all the other stuff that we need to get done. All we have to do is install the wastegate and then the rest of the pipe. We also ordered a coolant reservoir for La Mamalona, and we got it right here. I'll show y'all here in a minute, but we need to install that one as well. And then we also have brackets for our intercooler that we need to secure down there. We also need to get a boost controller, but that'll be for a separate video, so let's get to it. As you can see right here, this is our new coolant reservoir tank. This replaces this ugly looking tank right there. That's just ugly as fuck. So who wants to run that, right? When you can run something like this. I was debating on this, and then there was like two other ones. The other one had a little reader on the side so you can see the coolant, and then there was another one that was made for like boost applications. It was a little thinner, but it didn't come with the old catch can, so I didn't want to go with that. And plus it ended up being right here. So with this one, we're gonna install it over here. If I'm not mistaken, we do need to remove that bracket right there in order to run this. And I think it's so neat because it comes with, you know, all the plugins that you need for your hoses, and then it also comes with the cap, and then this little stud thingy right here that comes out from this side, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for your overflow. Let me show y'all what we left off on. We also have the trans cooler. I'm not exactly sure where I want to put it at, or if I want to go bigger. Now if I do, like I said, I still don't know where I'm gonna install it at. If y'all have any ideas, let me know. I've seen some where they mount it down there, but I don't want to be too low where it hits, so that's one of the problems. We're also going to install the front bumper now that we have the brackets. So last time, what we left off on, we already had everything assembled, we already had all this installed. We did end up rotating the turbo and then having this, you know, straight leveled up and down on both ends. We also ended up fixing our harness. We installed the injectors, throttle body. We do need to run our cables to the throttle body, which we have over there. We also painted the brackets. We also painted AC thingy over here. I forgot what it's called. We need to install this exhaust pipe behind the turbo housing. I also ended up doing this down here for our water pump. We also need to add the other one, but like I said, I didn't do that one just because we didn't have our coolant tank. So we're gonna go ahead and install our coolant tank. All right, guys, as you can see, we have our coolant reservoir installed now. They're 7mm. Usually when you go turbo, you eliminate your AC. Well, we're not trying to eliminate our AC. This is a street truck, not a race truck, which I guess is almost like a race truck, but I still want to daily drive it. Look down there, those are the two hoses for the water pump, and they both go to your firewall. Your original hose would be like a Y, so it'd come from your firewall down to this pipe right here, and it will like Y in, and then it'll go all the way down. We'll go to your factory coolant reservoir. First of all, we couldn't do the factory one because it was hitting the turbo and the lines were in the way. I ended up buying this part from O'Reilly's. This is basically your Y 3/4 and 3/4. Couldn't find any 1-inch hoses. I just ended up using the factory one. And this one right here, this is 1/2 inch. And all I did was just ran it down this way and then up here. This is the tool we need to make some threads on the oil pan. I'm not exactly sure the name of it. Let's see if it says it right here. This may be it. Y'all search it up. And then we also got a cigar from Cuba. No, I'm just kidding. Now this is just a drill bit we need. We're gonna make the hole with this, and then we're gonna go back over with this one slowly and then make the threads, and we should be good. We should be able to mount this piece on there. Alright guys, so I ended up getting the bolts from my other motor. Now that we have all of them, that's how it looks. Now I was a little afraid thinking this was gonna hit, but it shouldn't. It should have enough clearance. But now that we have the header on there, a lot better than this junky shit over here. Look at that shit, all rusted out, ugly looking. I mean, bro, what the fuck? Anyways, we got the new one on. Now all we have to do is connect the bottom piece. See my puppy here just chilling. But this is the piece that we have to connect down there. The header, and then the pipe that comes down from the header and makes this this little loop right here. In order to drill onto the pan, you got to take it off. Now I marked it where I wanted it. I was gonna do it back here, but it was gonna be in the way of the starter, and I didn't feel like, you know, if my starter were to mess up, I would have to remove the line. Too much BS. And we couldn't go down here because I asked for the plug to be as high as possible. I ended up putting it over there, but the thing is, our steering column, I forgot the actual name for it, but this right here gets in our way. So all I did was just remove the bolts on each end, and then we also removed the strut right here, which you can see right there. We removed that and then removed these bolts, and it came down. We will need a new gasket because it ended up breaking. Plus, I was gonna end up buying a new one either way. This is where I'm gonna install the new plug. We just got done installing the oil pan and the line that goes down. Let me show y'all what I did. So as you can see, it's running from the turbo feed right there, and then I have it routed this way underneath the valve cover. I have it running all the way down there, as you can see, behind the motor mount, and then I have it connected to the billet thing. I'll show y'all down there here in a minute. We also ended up bending the line for the canister right there. I still don't know what it's called. And then the bottom one, just so we can run AC. And this is the big line that runs down, and like I said, I have it running through here. I think it's in front of the motor mount, so this way. And if we go down there, we have our little billet tap in, tighten down, and we just got it ran through this way, and then up through here, zip ties, and it should be good. We're gonna go ahead and install that back on. All right guys, so we just got done installing everything else. Now we do have a couple things that we can't install just yet because we need to order them. We should be installing that on the next video. We may even put the whole tuning process on the next video, so y'all stay tuned for that. Let me show y'all what all we've done. It's on the ground now. I did end up putting the trans cooler connected somewhere down here. Hopefully it gives us enough air. I know that's kind of in the way, but we'll see. We don't have this fender liner on yet. We've already ran this line. We ended up installing this down here. As you can see, it goes this way. It does hit a little bit right there, but we're just gonna be running it like that for now until we get it tuned. I'm kind of wanting it to come out the hood. I think that would be kind of badass. But I still don't know yet. We're gonna run it like this for now, and then later down the road, if I want to, probably just end up, you know, running it through the hood. But as you can see, we've got that ran down. I'll get down there so I can show y'all the rest. We do have two plugs right here that we need to put our O2 sensors on. See, we need to put an R2 sensor there. Tap one of them and then leave the other one for the AFR, and then come over here. We haven't ran this one just yet. I'm gonna do that once I get the boost controller, so the boost controller should come in pretty soon. We're still waiting for the plug wires for the spark plugs, and we need to get 10 AN fitting and then mount them on our cover, which I'm thinking I'm gonna have that welded perhaps and just run them on each end. So that's pending. Now I know we've done this whole system, but I think I might have messed up. Pretty sure we're gonna have to eliminate all this and these hoses since we are going boost. I didn't know, but now I know. Stay tuned for that. If y'all were to just be NA, I think this would work since I am boosted now. We also need to get a MAF sensor and then a IAT for this right here, but I don't know the plug-in, so we need to call for that. Besides that, I mean, everything else looks pretty good. Like I said, I do need to get new O2 sensors and then run my T from the wastegate to the vacuum source. It's looking pretty good. We did end up bending this hose right here for our AC. Now it doesn't hit anymore. I also need to put a clamp on that thing right there. And then on the wastegate itself, this right here, I had to get a different one. I went to Ace Hardware, but I ended up getting a different bolt because the bolt that they supplied with, it was too small and the nut wasn't grabbing any thread. So there goes our crossover pipe. I don't know if y'all can see. I should have done it when the truck was lifted. That's how it is. Now the only downside to this one, it's hitting right there, as you can see, but it still doesn't clear it. So I'm thinking we're just gonna end up going with the hood exit. We're very close to finishing this up. We do need to get new spark plug. We're waiting for the cables to arrive, and then the boost controller, which I ordered everything from On3 Performance. Spark plugs, I'm gonna end up getting them here. And we also need to get a fuel regulator. The setup we have now, we have to switch it out. We did the fuel filter up here to run this intake. Very close to finishing it up. Hopefully it gets done on the next video. If you watched all the way through this video, comment down below. And I'm super excited for this. Hopefully it sounds good, operates good. And y'all comment down below if I should run run it through the hood, through the bumper, through the fender, the back of the bed. I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all should give me ideas on how to run this. But as for right now, like I said, we're just gonna run it as is. Man, if y'all like this kind of content, subscribe. We're gonna have more racing videos for y'all pretty soon. So stay tuned. I'll catch y'all on the next one.